We talked about the technology and how it disrupted the modern landscape. But also, I'm very curious, as I'm sure our audience is, what's next? So we have seen how technology has shaken up CapEx and OpEx in the last decade, but what's about the next 5 years, for example? And what are the trends that businesses should be watching to stay ahead of the curve? Let's talk about the future. How do you see tech like AI and machine learning changing the game for CapEx and OpEx management in the coming years?
Well, I would say that AI and machine learning, as with everything else that they've touched so far, are going to quite fundamentally change how companies manage their CapEx and OpEx by just making those processes smarter, faster, and quite frankly, more predictable. For CapEx, for example, the AI can analyze past project data to predict the costs, the timelines, and the risks with quite higher accuracy than with the tools we've had before, helping every organization just avoid the delays or the overruns of the budget that they've had so far. And on the OpEx side, I think that maybe machine learning is the thing that can just continuously monitor the spending patterns, the inefficiencies that occur, and they can flag it and just suggest some cost-saving measures, like, for example, renegotiating contracts or optimizing the resource usage. On the other side, another exciting area is forecasting, because the AI can model like multiple scenarios, such as fluctuating demand or raw material costs at a larger scale than with previous solutions. And this way, leadership can be provided with actionable insights in real time and quite transparent and flexible with that. I think that this will definitely shift the decision making from reactive to proactive, by just allowing those companies to adapt more quickly to market changes and just optimize their resource allocation overall.
So, how about sustainability? I think it's quite imperative today. And how can companies align their budgets with ESG goals without sacrificing profitability?
Aligning budgets with ESG goals is something that requires companies to view the sustainability as more of an investment rather than a cost, because that's what it has been seen so far, at least from my perspective. And for example, let's say that we are incorporating an energy efficient equipment in the CapEx planning, that's definitely going to reduce the operational costs in the long run by creating both environmental and financial benefits. Similar to that, I would say that leveraging the renewable energy resources or optimizing the supply chains can lower the operating expenses, while at the same time, it will improve the carbon footprints of the company. And with that, definitely the technology plays a key role here, because platforms like Anaplan allow the businesses to integrate their ESG metrics into the financial planning. And the companies can now measure the impact of sustainability initiatives on their profitability, and they can just adjust their strategies accordingly. And something that's crucial and that I've mentioned before, and which I would like to bring up again, the transparency is crucial too, because if you have the reporting capabilities to track and transparently present the ESG progress to your stakeholders, that definitely builds trust to your organization and can attract ESG focused investors, which of course supports the long-term growth.
What is one trend or innovation in CapEx and OpEx that you think every decision maker needs on their radar right now?
So something that we've faced for sure is, and something that every decision maker should pay attention to, is the rise and common implementation of integrated business planning, or IBP for short. This is an approach that connects the capital and the operational expenses planning with the company's overall strategic goals. And using tools such as Anaplan, organizations can integrate their financial data, their project performance, their operational metrics, their strategies into just one single system. The integration provides an end-to-end visibility, which allows for quite dynamic scenario plannings, which we've talked about before. And that's enabling the decision makers in the company to test the impact of every possible strategy that they can do on CapEx and on OpEx. And for example, let's say we can simulate how investing in an automation can reduce labor costs, or how OpEx might change with a shift to more subscription-based models, which is something that we've mentioned before. And the IBP actually ensures that those decisions are data-driven, they're forward-looking, they're transparent, and they're aligned with both the short-term premises as well as the long-term objectives.
Thank you so much for this talk, Alex. I personally learned a lot today, and I hope that our audience found this talk useful. So if you're rethinking your approach to CapEx and OpEx, don't stop here. Check out BI Solutions, schedule a demo, or just explore some of our case studies to see those tools in action.